My mother never loved me and always favored my sister, but when she showed up at my baby shower with my ex-boyfriend to destroy my marriage, he exposed all her sick messages in front of the entire family and left her alone forever. I'm 29 years old. I work in human resources, and 6 months ago I had my baby, a beautiful girl named Lily, and every time I look at her, I think about how grateful I am not to be like my mother. I guess that sounds horrible, but it's the truth. And after what happened at my baby shower, I think I have the right to say it without feeling guilty. The thing is that my relationship with Beverly, because that's what she insists I call her, never mother or mom, always Beverly, has been complicated for as long as I can remember, and what she did a few months ago was basically the straw that broke the camel's back after years and years of feeling like the wrong daughter. Let me start from the beginning, because otherwise it's going to sound like I'm exaggerating or being dramatic. Beverly got pregnant with me when she was 17, still in high school, and my dad, Eugene, who is technically my biological father but has always been more of a parent than Beverly ever was, if that makes sense, told her that he would be there for me, that he would help financially and everything, but that he didn't want a relationship with her. And look, I don't blame him, because Beverly even back then was, complicated, and Eugene was just an 8-year-old kid who wasn't ready to marry someone who had basically trapped him, although he never said it like that, but I know that's what happened. So anyway, Beverly had me. Eugene kept his word and was always present, and Beverly moved on with her life. When I was like 3 years old, I think, or maybe 4, Beverly met Arthur at her job. They fell in love or whatever, and they got married pretty quickly. Arthur is, honestly, an incredible man. He was always good to me. Treated me like I was his daughter. Never made any differences. And when Amanda was born, my sister, I was 5, and I was super excited to have a little sister. And Amanda is great, really. She's my best friend to this day, and none of this is her fault. But from the moment Amanda came into the world, Beverly completely changed with me. Like suddenly I was a reminder of something she wanted to forget. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but it was obvious. Like even for a little kid, it was obvious that Beverly preferred Amanda. When it was my birthday, we'd do something small at home, maybe a cake and some presents. Nothing special. But when it was Amanda's birthday, Beverly would organize these huge parties, invite all the kids from her class, hire entertainers. There were decorations all over the house. It was like an event. And I wasn't stupid. I saw the difference. And when I asked Beverly why my party wasn't like that, she'd say things like, "Oh, it's just that you're more low-key. You don't need all that fuss." Or, "We just don't have that much money this year." But then 3 months later, she'd throw this giant party for Amanda, and I'd think, seriously? Arthur always tried to compensate, honestly. He'd take me to special places, just him and me. He'd ask me how I was feeling. And when I told him that Beverly didn't love me like she loved Amanda, he'd tell me that wasn't true. That Beverly loved me. But I knew he saw it too. He just didn't want to admit it because, she was his wife. Eugene noticed too, and he did what he could. He'd take me on weekends, we'd go to the park or the movies, and he always told me I was special and that he loved me. And honestly, those moments with my dad Eugene were the only times I felt truly loved. I grew up with that weird dynamic where Beverly basically acted like I was a burden, and Amanda was her gift from heaven. And look, Amanda was always aware of this. Even as a kid, she noticed, and it bothered her. I remember one time, we must have been like 10 and 5, and Beverly bought us new clothes for school, and she bought Amanda like 10 different outfits, all brand name, and really nice. And she bought me like 3 things from Walmart, and Amanda literally told Beverly that wasn't fair. Why didn't I have the same amount of clothes? And Beverly said something like, "Well, it's just that you need more things because you're growing faster." Which made no sense because I was growing too, obviously. Fast forward to when I went to college, because that's when things got even weirder. I went to study in a city like 3 hours from home, and Beverly basically stopped talking to me. She didn't call me, didn't send me messages. Nothing. Eugene called me every week to see how I was doing. Arthur sent me messages asking if I needed anything. Amanda called me almost every day because she missed me. But Beverly, nothing. And when I called her, because I tried to keep in touch, even though it was hard, she sounded bored, like I was interrupting something important. And the conversations lasted like 5 minutes before she said she had to go. I met Caleb in my last year of college. He was in my organizational psychology class, And he was super handsome, funny, smart. I mean, the whole package. We started dating, and he was my first serious boyfriend, honestly. I introduced him to my family at my graduation, and something happened there that I should have taken as a giant red flag, but I was young and stupid. Beverly saw Caleb, and I swear her eyes literally lit up. And she started flirting with him. Not in a super obvious way, but enough to make me uncomfortable. She'd touch his arm when she talked to him, laugh way too loud at his jokes, ask him about his life like she was genuinely interested. And I was standing there thinking, what the hell is happening? After that, Beverly became super involved in my life, but not in a normal maternal way, but in a weird way where she always asked about Caleb. And then I found out. Because Caleb told me like a month later that Beverly had sent him a friend request on Facebook, and he had accepted thinking it was the normal thing to do, and she was commenting on his photos and liking everything he posted. And Caleb told me, "Hey, I don't want to sound weird, but your mom is kind of intense, isn't she?" And I told him, "Yeah, welcome to my life." We were together for like 3 years, Caleb and I, and it was a good relationship, honestly. He was sweet, we got along well, but eventually we realized we wanted different things from life. He wanted to move to California to work in tech, and I wanted to stay close to my family, specifically close to Amanda and Arthur and Eugene. Not Beverly, obviously. And we decided to break up on good terms. There was no drama, no fights. We just said, it was great, but it's not working anymore. And that was it. Beverly, when she found out, acted like someone had died. She called me crying, saying how could I let someone so wonderful go, that I was a fool, that I would never find anyone better than Caleb. And I was like, excuse me? Why do you care so much? Caleb and I stayed friends. We'd send each other messages now and then to see how the other was doing. Nothing weird, just two people who got along. And then I met Sebastian at a work conference, and it was like, I don't know, like those things you see in movies where you know that person is different. Sebastian is an accountant, super smart, kind, funny, and we fell in love pretty quickly. We started dating, and like a year into the relationship, we found out I was pregnant. And it was a surprise, but a happy surprise. You know. Sebastian proposed to me literally 2 weeks after we found out about the pregnancy, and I said yes because I loved him and wanted to have a family with him. We got married in a small ceremony, just close family and friends, and Beverly was there but with this face the whole time like she was smelling something rotten. She didn't congratulate me, didn't hug me, nothing. And after the ceremony, she grabbed my arm, pulled me aside, and said, "I hope you know what you're doing. You should have waited for Caleb." And I was like, "What? Are you seriously telling me this at my wedding?" And she just shrugged and walked away. Arthur apologized for her, told me not to pay attention to her, that she was being ridiculous, but I was fed up, honestly. When we officially told them we were pregnant, like a month after getting married, Beverly's reaction was, and I quote, "Are you kidding me? I'm not ready to be a grandmother. What are people going to think? What are my friends going to say? You're going to ruin my reputation." And I literally couldn't believe what I was hearing. I told her, "Beverly, this isn't about you. This is about me and Sebastian and our baby." And she told me, "Everything is about me when you're the one making stupid decisions." And that's when I exploded. I yelled at her that she was the worst mother in the world, that she had never loved me, that she had always made me feel like trash, and that I didn't want her around my baby if she was going to treat them like she treated me. I cut contact with her after that. I didn't talk to her, didn't answer her calls, nothing. Amanda supported me completely, Arthur too, and Eugene told me I had done the right thing. Sebastian didn't fully understand the situation because his family is super normal and loving, but he supported me because he saw how much it affected me. Like 4 months went by without talking to Beverly, and honestly, I felt lighter, like I had taken a huge weight off my shoulders. Amanda was organizing my baby shower, and she was super sweet about everything, planned every detail, made beautiful decorations with an elephant theme because that's what we were going to use for the baby's room, invited all my friends and family, and I was super excited. The day of the baby shower, I arrived at the venue Amanda had rented, and it was beautiful. There were balloons everywhere, a table with incredible food, games, and everything. And I was greeting people, opening gifts, having a good time, when suddenly I see Beverly walking in, and my heart literally stopped. But what really made me feel like I'd been punched in the stomach was that she had brought Caleb with her. Caleb looked uncomfortable, like really uncomfortable, and Beverly had this smile on her face like she was doing something noble and wonderful. She walked toward me with Caleb behind her and said loudly so everyone could hear, "Surprise! I brought someone special so you can reconsider your options. It's never too late to make the right decision." And I just froze, completely in shock. I couldn't even speak. Sebastian was next to me and immediately tensed up. Amanda came running from where she was and said, "What the hell are you doing here? We didn't invite you," and Beverly completely ignored her. And then Caleb, God bless him really, stepped forward and said loudly, "Beverly, I already told you I wasn't going to do this. I don't know why you thought it would work." And Beverly told him, "Caleb, please, just tell her you still love her. Tell her she made a mistake." And Caleb looked at her and said, "I'm not going to say that because it's not true. We broke up years ago. I'm engaged to someone else. And I only came here to expose you because you've been sending me messages for weeks telling me to convince your daughter to leave her husband, to tell her she ruined her life, to make her doubt her marriage. And that's sick, Beverly. It's sick and twisted." The room went completely silent. Everyone was staring, and Beverly turned red, like red, and started stuttering, saying that Caleb was lying, that she only wanted what was best for me. But Caleb took out his phone and said, "I have all the messages. Do you want me to read them out loud?" And he showed the screen, and there were literally pages and pages of messages from Beverly telling him things like, "She made a mistake with you, you're better for her, that Sebastian isn't good enough, help me make her see reason," and a bunch of other equally disturbing things. Beverly started crying, saying I was unfair to her, that she only loved me and wanted what was best for me. But Arthur, who was there and had seen everything, came over and told her, "Beverly, that's enough. This is unacceptable. Let's talk outside." And Beverly yelled at him, "No," that she had a right to be there, that it was her grandchild. And Arthur told her in a voice I'd never heard from him, "This baby is not your grandchild if you can't respect their mother. Now get out of here." And Beverly looked around for support, but everyone was looking at her with disgust. Even her own friends, who she had invited without anyone knowing, were shocked. Caleb apologized to me, gave me a hug, told Sebastian he was a lucky guy, and left. Beverly eventually left the venue crying and screaming, and Amanda closed the door behind her and said, "Okay, let's continue with the party. My sister is having a baby, and that's all that matters today." And honestly, after that, the baby shower was great. Everyone was super supportive of me, and I realized how many people truly loved me. Unlike Beverly, who only saw me as, I don't know, as competition or something like that. Arthur separated from Beverly like 2 weeks later. He called me and told me he was so sorry, that he should have done something years ago. That he didn't realize how toxic Beverly was until that moment at the baby shower, when he saw her deliberately trying to destroy my marriage. He told Beverly she needed therapy, that she had to apologize to me and change completely, or he was leaving. And Beverly, being Beverly, told him she didn't have to change anything, that we were all wrong, and Arthur left. He's staying in an apartment near us and sees his granddaughter every week. He's an incredible grandfather. Lily was born 6 months ago, and she's perfect. She has Sebastian's eyes and my nose. And when I hold her, I think about how could anyone not love their daughter unconditionally. Beverly has tried to contact me, sends messages, letters. She even showed up at my house once, but Sebastian told her to leave or we'd call the police. Amanda doesn't talk to her either, cut contact completely after the baby shower, and Eugene never had much contact with her anyway, so basically Beverly ended up alone because of her own fault. I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't affect me, because it does. Sometimes I think about what it would have been like to have a normal mother, one who supported me and celebrated my achievements instead of being jealous of them. But then I look at Lily, and Sebastian, and Amanda, and Arthur, and Eugene, and I realize I have a family. It's just not the one I thought I'd have, and that's okay, I guess. Lily is never going to know Beverly, at least not until Beverly proves she truly changed, which I doubt will happen. And I'm going to make sure that Lily always knows she's loved, that she's enough, that she doesn't have to compete for affection because love doesn't work like that. Last week, Lily laughed for the first time. A real laugh, not just gas, and Sebastian and I just stood there watching her like happy idiots. And I thought, this is what motherhood should be, this unconditional and simple love. And I know I'm going to be better than Beverly. Not because I'm perfect, but because I know exactly what not to do. That's enough for now.